All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Christian again, back with another episode of Losing My Mind, the podcast dedicated to all things brain cancer related. Well, previous episodes this week, I talked about how I went to Duke to meet with their trial therapy doctors and what they had available, and I got accepted into their phase one of their what's called the D2C7 uh, trial for newly diagnosed and recurrent GBM. So I went yesterday morning. I went and had I got a CAT scan done at Cape Fear, and these are the three new images they got up here that I was given of my CAT scan. And right here beside the right side of my face is that swollen area. This is where they removed my initial tumor, and it looks massive compared to like where they where it was originally done. But you have to remember a lot of this is swelling just from the radiation. My head received a ton of swelling from the radiation itself. So uh, they got me started on a steroid, which a really high dose of steroids, which I've been on for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and now they're in the process of tapering that down to get me ready for this trial. Um, but even on these other images, which even though it's just showing just mostly swelling, the area where the tumor was removed seems to have gotten bigger, which might indicate that there is something growing underneath there, and pushing those edges out even more. But I don't know. I'll leave that to my doctors to tell me exactly what I'm seeing. But I just see a lot of swelling, which looks very similar to the MRI I had done last week. But my wife and I, we just wanted confirmation, and we wanted to send Duke the freshest images we had. So all this was sent to Duke this morning. But anyway, so yeah, I've been accepted to the program on the contingent upon the fact that I'm able to successfully wean myself off of these steroids, and that I don't re-lose function in my body like I did a couple weeks ago when I lost my arm and hand for about a week, which was from the direct result of all this swelling in this area, pushing up against the nerves that controlled my left arm and my left hand. Um, as long as those stay intact and I follow this strict regimen of tapering down off of dexamethasone and gabapentin, I shouldn't have any problems. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers on that, please, that all this goes well, because I don't want any hiccups. I have to go through a second round of chemo, which that'll be a cakewalk. That'll be the easiest thing I do will be the chemo, and then as soon as I'm done with the chemo, there get some blood drawn and get going on this thing. But once again, this is called the D2C7 study for newly diagnosed and recurrent GBM. So apparently I fit all their criteria, and even Dr. Friedman, the head honcho at Duke, took a look at my images and said I look like a great candidate. So I hope he continues to think so, because I really want to get into this. But what it basically involves is when I get up to the hospital, I will have a catheter infused into my head and through my brain and directly into this spot that you're looking at here, and then once that catheter heals over, then I will go through 72 hours of infusion of this D2C7, 72 straight hours of infusion of that medicine into this tumor area, and then it will be compliant with what they call a let me not mispronounce it here. Kind of like a little cocktail of a and 2141V11. Like I said, it's a little cocktail that they add to the D2C7 to make it do its job, where it attaches itself to the cancer cells, and then the T cells are activated to hunt out and search these cancer cells that have been binded to this D2C7, and thereby attacking the cancer cell, training your immune system to fight and kill off these cancer cells. But it can be more straightforward. So if I go in on a Monday, I should be out of there by Friday. I'll get the catheter implanted in my head, 72 hours of infusion, and then I think 7 hours of the 2141 combination drug added to it, and then I'm in recovery, and I should be home by the end of the week, and then after that I will come back 2 weeks after the first infusion. I will come back for a neck injection where they were, I guess, it keeps T cells activated, and from then on I will do a once a month injection for at least the next 1 to 2 years. And that's not too bad. Just one trip a month up to get an injection that could keep these cancers at bay. I mean, well worth the time and effort. But anyway, so just wanted to update you on what was going on there. But yeah, these are the 3 newest images just from yesterday morning. And even though it looks a little worse on the X-rays than it does probably in real life, this is just showing an immense amount of swelling from the radiation. Because when my tumor was initially cut out, it was not much bigger than a peanut or the size of a small kidney bean. And look at it now. I mean, it's really in all 3 pictures, it's showing a much bigger area than what it originally looked like. So, but then this up here is my new weaning off drug schedule that they have me on. This story they got me on has got my blood sugar all out of whack and has got my T cells just all out of whack, and they got to get all that under control. And I got to get all my lab tests got to come back clean and as back to normal as possible before we can get started on this. So, I was on 16 milligrams a day, and now you can see right here for the Decadron or dexamethasone, what they've got me on for the next 6 weeks to get me off of this steroid, and hopefully no complications arise during that time. I don't want to start having seizures, and they're going to give me extra if I start feeling numbness or weakness in my left side, or I start having seizures again. Of course, they're going to give me a stronger little tapering off dose to stop that, because I'm so tired of seizures, and I'm so tired of weakness, and I can't begin to tell you how tired I am of it, which I'm sure most of you are too, because, some days you wake up, you just don't feel like having cancer that day. You're not in the mood for another seizure. You're not in the mood for another deficit. I mean, that's just the way it is, but we all play the hands we're dealt, and this is the hand I'm dealt right now. So, and after I get off the steroid, then they'll start off the weaning me off the gabapentin, which is supposed to be helping me with some tingling sensation I had in my 2 right fingers after my first surgery, which it never seems to have helped anything. So they're going to be weaning me off the gabapentin over the next 6 weeks also. And then I'm going to go in for another MRI in about 3 weeks. And that MRI will, by then, most of this swelling should be gone. And the MRI will be definitive enough for Duke to tell me, all right, get up here this day or this day, and give me a time in a week to arrive and show up. So 5 days stay at the hospital, 1 day of recovery, and then after that, just once a month injections in the neck for the next year or 2. Doesn't sound too bad. So, and this study's been going on since like 2021, by the way. So this is not like a new study, even though it's still in phase 1. It's been around for a while, and they've got some documented results that are pretty amazing and informative. Maybe I'll do another podcast one day on those, but it's early in the morning. I got a lot of stuff to do today, so I thought I'd just update you on the immediacy of what's going on here with my case. But anyway, that's it for right now. I think and if any of you have gone through any of these trials before, please let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see how it panned out for you, or if you were able to get into the same trial. What phase of the trial did you get into? And how did your body do when they were weaning you off of your steroid? Did your blood sugar levels go out of whack? Was your T cells all off the charts everywhere? Did you suffer seizures? Did you suffer deficits? Please leave those comments in the section below. I'm very curious. And anyway, well, that's all for this morning's episode. I just wanted to keep you informed of what was going on. And anyway, thanks for watching. I'll update you as we go. And until the next episode, I'll talk to you then. Later.